Hello and welcome to this English lesson. My name is Stuart. In today's lesson, we're looking at sentence connectors. Let's go to the intro. Now, as I said before, today's lesson is looking at sentence connectors. And of course, sentence connectors are fundamental if you want to improve your writing or even your speaking, if you want to take it to the next level and obtain that fluency in English that you are trying to get. And basically, we're going to be looking at three types of sentence connectors for condition, for result, and for giving more detail. So we'll have a look at each of these ones individually, and we've got about, let's say, 9-10 different sentence connectors that you can bring into your speech and into your writing in order to, as I said, help you obtain that fluency that you're looking to get. So the first one is with condition. Now we're looking at if so, if not, and otherwise. Now obviously some of these are going to be familiar to you, some of them maybe not, so we're going to see with examples how we use them. And the first one is this: so I hope the bus comes soon, otherwise I'll be late for my appointment. Okay, so here we're using otherwise to join the two sentences together so that they are coherent. Now remember, we can use sentence connectors for joining sentences or for joining clauses in sentences. In these examples, I'm joining two sentences, I think, in all of them. Just let me check. Except for one, I'm joining two sentences, except for the last one. But you can join clauses as well. For example, a sentence that has two clauses, you can join them together with sentence connectors. But the punctuation's a little bit different. So I hope the bus comes soon, otherwise I'll be late for my appointment. So if the bus doesn't come soon, I'll be late for my appointment. So we're joining it together with otherwise here. Now otherwise means if not, all right? If not. So if not, I'll be late for my appointment. If the bus doesn't come soon, I'll be late otherwise, okay? The next one, are you going to the shops? Are you going to the shops, to the shopping centre, to the shops to buy something? If so, can you get me some milk? So if you are going to the shops, can you get me some milk? So, are you going to the shops? If so, can you get me some milk? So we're using the connector here, if so, the opposite of if not, obviously. If so, can you get me some milk? Or if you are going to the shops, okay, we can use that as well. The next one is for result. And for result, we've got as a result, because of this, consequently, hence, therefore, and thus. Now, these ones are probably the most common ones, but you will also need to include hence, therefore, thus into your speech. Speech a little bit formal, perhaps, hence you do hear it used every now and again, and thus as well, but more common in writing. So if you have to do some type of writing exam, for the advanced or for the first certificate or proficiency, you need to be able to use these perfectly. So let's have a look in context in these sentences. So I ended up missing the bus. So this is related to this sentence here. I ended up missing the bus. As a result of me missing the bus, I missed my appointment, okay? So I had an appointment that we saw here. So I ended up missing the bus. So finally I missed the bus, okay? I ended up missing the bus. And as a result of me missing the bus, as a result, comma, I missed my appointment with the doctor or the dentist or whoever I had my appointment with. I missed it. Okay, so as a result. Similar to say because of this, okay? It's more or less the same, or consequently. These three are fairly similar. The next one, Pete lived in Madrid for 3 years, hence his perfect Spanish, okay? So he lived in Spain for 3 years. He speaks perfect Spanish. So the result of Pete living in Madrid for 3 years is his perfect Spanish. So Pete lived in Madrid for 3 years, hence his perfect Spanish. Look at the structure here, hence his perfect Spanish, okay? So this is how we would use hence as a sentence connector. Now, hence has more meanings, but here we're meaning as a result of Pete living in Madrid. Okay, so hence his perfect Spanish. The next one is, I'm expecting the traffic to be busy. Okay, I'm expecting the traffic to be busy. I'm expecting there's going to be a lot of cars on the road. Therefore, we'd better get going. We'd better start our trip now. We'd better get going. So I'm expecting the traffic to be busy. Therefore, we'd better get going. So I want to miss the heavy traffic. Therefore, let's go now. All right. And the last one, they lost their best player for the final. Thus, they had no chance of winning. So the best player got injured. He didn't play in the final. Thus, they had no chance of winning. Therefore, okay, or as a result of this person getting injured, they had no chance of winning. Thus. So therefore, hence, and thus. Try to bring those into your formal speech and also your writing in formal contexts as well. Okay? And the last one, giving more detail, namely, that is to say, and in other words. So, some European countries, namely Germany and the UK, have had an increase in the number of racist attacks. So if you read the papers, you know that the UK, Germany's had a problem recently with racist attacks, the UK as well. So some European countries, that is to say, namely Germany and the UK, have had an increase in the number of racist attacks. So you can see how we use namely here to mean that is to say, okay? So we're referencing the two countries. We're giving more detail. We're adding more information. The last example, the company had a cash flow problem. In other words, it was bankrupt, okay? In other words, it was bankrupt. We're clarifying. We're giving more detail, okay, as to the company's cash flow problem. So in other words, it was bankrupt. In other words, it was bankrupt. So 1, 2, 3 different ways that we can use sentence connectors in sentence to help you speak and write English more fluently. Now, thank you very much for watching the lesson. If you have any questions or comments, you know by now where to leave them, of course, in the comments section. Remember to share the video on social media, whichever social media you use. Please try and share the video. I'll see you in the next lesson, so have a good day. Bye for now.
This old man, he played too. He played knick-knack on my shoe with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling